Hello everyone. Welcome back to Out of Ore. This is the second episode of the Titan project, the Quarry. We are in the Quarry map and we are trying to build a mega factory that will be able to handle the output from this big guy right over there. Between episodes, I did a little bit of clearing and setting things up, just to try and see where things stand. I ended up getting some dynamite and so that I could break up some of this rock. Because the rock cannot be processed, even to dig it directly. And I mean, there are ways of doing it. For one thing, you can use this to break up the rock and then scoop it up, but I just find that the dynamite is much faster because it'll just, especially if it's on the ground, it just, well, here's an example. All this is just, it's exactly what it was before, just it's turned it into blasted rock instead of just rock. So, I mean, it's not... and how I did that is just put it up about here. Put them a couple apart. And that's it. It doesn't... if you do it high enough, it doesn't actually make any indentation. All it does is it just applies the blasted rock change to the rock itself. So works out just fine. I find that it works really well. I also set up this mostly to try and get an idea of how I wanted to set this up. The reason I am using mergers in this way is because the only other output that or input that I can use to set up power is in behind here, and these guys are going the opposite way. Because I'm hoping to be able to capture the inputs from both sides of these, or the outputs from both sides of these. So all of the inputs on these hoppers where I would normally end up putting a power unit on is not going to work. So I've set this up so that the ore processing input will come in this way and then it goes out that direction. Same with this, it's going to come in this way and then go out that direction. But this here is kind of a dead spot. It's not going to have any input, and the only thing that it's going to have is this power unit on here. So it works well for this setup, but I'm going to end up clearing this back out because I'm going to end up putting a solid base down on this. I was thinking a lot more about the fact that we've got that big giant rock truck available to us. I think what I'm going to end up trying to do is, as I move, rather than moving this, which is going to end up getting complicated, I'm going to have this in a set spot and then just fill this and then dump it. Because honestly, I think that's going to be the best way to do it. And you know what? I'm wondering whether I use this layer here underneath here as the base for the... that put this one layer down and then yeah, I kind of like that idea. Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. The only thing is that with that kind of pickup, I only need 2 of them at the most. Right? Well, let's stick with this for now, and then if we end up moving, I'm gonna use this as a dump off spot. It's perfectly fine. It should work just fine. Rather than me waffling, I'll just stick with my original plan and live with it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, I am finding that the new setup, or the new way that they've got the dozers working is so much nicer than before. Being able to push material. Well, I mean, I pushed all that material right underneath that, so I can actually gather up the material as opposed to just having it just disappear like with the old setup that it was. Oh, I'm cutting into that. I think this should work for the most part. If I can at least get one side working, then I can just I'll just pipe up the other side as well. But yeah, I never would have been able to do this kind of thing, like pushing the dirt into that so that it can pick it up with the way that the dozers and the dirt mechanics worked before. So much nicer to be able to collect up that material. I mean, having magic clearing dozers was fun in its own way, I guess, but I mean, I just find it much nicer to, or at least much more enjoyable to be able to push dirt. And we're definitely going to need to start earning some money now, because with the materials that I've bought already, we're already down to 12 million from 70 million, so yeah, I have purchased quite a bit of stuff. That's alright. I can get at least one of these guys working. Oh, you know what? I just realized that it's a good thing that I ended up taking off all of the conveyoring systems that I did, because I just realized that I can make an improvement on my design of it, so, and actually use less components as well. Okay, so I'm gonna hop in here and just kind of clear out this material. I mean, it's not going to go anywhere right now, but at least it'll end up, I'll be able to clear out a little bit. I don't know how deep I need to get to do this, though. I'm going to change camera view to be a little easier to see. Oh, that's starting to dig in. I think that's a good spot. Yeah, it does look like it's cutting into the stone. So it looks like I won't, for at least for this machine, I don't think I have to turn it into, I don't need to blast it to have it be diggable, because that was my one worry, and why I ended up doing this particular setup here was because I didn't actually think that the stone would be diggable by this, and I didn't want to have blasting everywhere, having to deal with blasting. So kind of nice to be able to do that. It opens up a lot more possibilities for what we can actually do with this. We can actually start processing stone if we really wanted to. Now, I'm going to end up putting that into the facility as well, is the ability to process stone. So if we do get to a point where we're starting to dig up stone as well, then we're going to have that availability, because it doesn't actually take that much to design in stone processing. And in fact, there's multiple options available for stone processing if you really wanted it. I don't know if I want to get into asphalt in this, because we do have that possibility as well, is if we end up processing asphalt, and we might be able to do roads and that with this, but I don't know if I really want to do that with this particular series, because I am trying... My main goal is to build a factory and not necessarily have infrastructure around... Oh, looks like we're actually at the level that we were at before. Or maybe we're not even... Yeah, that basically got us back down to the spot that we started out at. Okay, perfect. So that is all cleared out. We've got one full pass available, or one full pass done. That has gotten a lot of material. Cleared it out very nicely. And it looks like it's the exact level that we need to be at for this. So that's nice. So if we just fix that at that point... we may be able to use we could probably do the... I mean, seems like a lot of work for very little reward, but using the mass excavator to actually clear off a pad spot to be able to put factory down, but I mean, it sure would go fast. It definitely would clear out material really fast. Okay, so I think that should be fine for now. We can start building in the rest of the machinery. One thing I don't know is just whether I want to do a temporary for now setup and then go further with it later, or whether to just build the full factory right away. I mean, we've got material to process as of right now, so it would be beneficial to be able to process. All right, so the idea that I have is move that to there. So I was using mergers here, which is great. However, I had a realization that if I power one of these conveyors, both of the conveyors that come from this will be powered. Not all of these that are connected, because they're not in and out, so I don't think all of these are going to be powered. But whether if I power this conveyor or I power this conveyor, I don't need to power both of them. So all I really need to do is, that's going to be a right-hand turn. So I need this. So that can go there, put a straight in there, a merger there, and then this is... I power that, and that's done. So all of this should be powered just by this. And then I just have to reverse that on the other side, which I'm gonna need left-hand ones for that. Now, if you ever encounter this, one of the weird things with the mergers is that it always, well, I mean, you got to make some compromises when you're designing a game or any program whatsoever. So they've got it defaulting to just one connection point for snapping. So if you ever encounter this, but you want it to go the opposite way, just connect your merger as you normally would. Get a straight or something else and connect it in the other side and leave that there, but take the merger back out. And then instead of connecting to here, just connect to this side and it will connect. The new way that they've got it set, that they've set this up is that as long as you're connected to it beside the grid and it's within a grid layout, it will automatically pick this up. So you don't have to worry about that. And because I am currently, you'll notice on the bottom of the screen, I'm in grid building mode. That means that when I don't necessarily have to snap to this to have it connect. I just have to snap it within the grid. And as long as it can recognize it as a proper grid, it's perfectly fine. So you can set this up a lot easier. Okay, so now we are going to need to power these. So I don't know how much power this is going to end up requiring for each one. So for right now, I'm just going to max out the amount of power and hope that each one is going to end up working just fine. And you know what? I'm going to go with renewable energy and go like that. Just because it's going to end up being easier to work with. Now, this is definitely going to be a temporary build for this, because I definitely want to get a better setup than this for power. But we'll go with this for now and then work our way to a better setup, something that looks nicer. But for right now, just getting it up and running is going to be the biggest hurdle. So I'm just going to try and get it running and go from there. You know what? Let's go with that. I'll hook that up there. I'm not going to turn the power on yet, because as soon as I end up hooking up power, it's going to immediately start processing it, and which means that all of the dirt, all of the material is just going to dump itself on the ground, which we do not want. Okay, so we're going to need to set up a factory for this, and this is going to end up going off in this direction, and then I guess actually I wonder if I go off in this direction and have this go out to here and then go off to there. Because I've got a lot more room here than I do here or in that direction, because I can't really go in that direction because the bagger's going to be there, but I can go off in that direction. So let's start with that, I guess. I'm going to need some conveyors for this. Let's go with a few of those. And a few of those. For now, at least. I need a left turn. Like that. And now we're going in that direction. So the first thing that we're going to end up needing is a way to separate out. Actually, you know what? I am going to go even farther than this. So I might do an 8 meter instead of a 4 meter. Because I think that might be... I think that might end up working out. So first thing we're going to need is a way to filter stuff, and we're going to have to go up, I think. So I don't know whether I want to use this as a base. And have all the machines on this level, or whether I want to go higher. Well, for right now, I need something to process, so I guess we'll just start out with the usual trommels. and wash plants. Except we're going to need another set of trommels because you got to filter. Ideally, you should filter this twice. And what else? This is going to filter this first. So actually, it might be useful to do that first. Okay, so this is going to need to... I need space for that, so I'm going to end up having to raise that up a bit, which means that I am going to need some up conveyors. You know what? I'm going to do that because I'm probably going to end up needing a lot of these anyways. And for that matter, I'm going to do another... Yeah. Should be good. So then we'll do that like that. So the idea will be is I'll go up across like that and then shaker. So this is going to end up getting me every material except coal and stone out this direction. So coal and stone is going to come out this direction, and then... Oh, actually, I'm going to need some storage for now. Storage. Where is the storage? Yeah, let's go that. And we'll do that like that. For right now, I'm just going to store any of the stone and coal out this direction here first. And then we will not do that one. I want that one. Now, I don't know what's going to end up happening with this. Let's try and duplicate this, but I don't... Yeah, see, this is going to end up being in the way if I do it that way. So what if I move this out a little bit? So what I'm thinking is... we will keep the up here. Except I'm going to go out by 8 meters for this. And then go up like that. And 4 meters, maybe? No, that's still not going to work. So 6 meters on this shaker screen. Oh, no, 8 meters is going to be fine. 8 meters, shaker screen, left. Because what I'm thinking is I'll do another left turn here. And in fact, what I can do is line these guys up. So I'll do a 6 instead. Here. Shaker screen. Do I have a 2 meter? I do. Okay, so 2 meter, then a left. So now those guys are going to be coming out this direction, which means that we can do processing of these ones somewhat together. And then these guys are coming off this direction. We're going to eventually match this back up with this anyways, just because once the stone processing happens, you're going to end up having ores as an end result, which means that you want it to filter back into the system, this system here, because this is going to process into ores, and then what you want is all of your ores from here and all of the ores from your processing, and any of the ores that you're actually getting in from this, all to go together into the same spot, and then do all of your processing after that. I mean, there's other ways of doing it. I've just found that that is a very efficient way of doing it. Now, I am definitely going to need to clear a lot of space this direction. And I'm going to need to explode quite a lot to get this work. Well, that's fine. We've got lots of explosives and lots of fuel to be able to process to get this moving. Although I'm starting to wonder whether I need to start looking at the dozer or the loader to start moving stuff, because I think I'm starting to reach a point where the dozer's not gonna quite cut it, because I need to actually remove material, not just move it. But so I guess with that in mind, what I need to do with this dozer is get it to move the material out of the way from the hoppers, so that I can get the loader to come in and dump into the hoppers. Okay, well, that's a good start. I am digging a little bit too deep on that. Should be fine. Alright, yeah, I might have to cut into this whole side of this mountain and cut it all out just to be able to make room for the factory. But I think this will be a fun series for me, honestly, because at least for me to play, because it's going to end up using all of the material to be able to make this factory. I am probably going to end up using every single machine, or at least every variety of machine available to set it up. I'm going to need the dozer, I'm going to need machinery, I'm going to need rock trucks, I'm going to need I'm going to need some concrete pillars, or concrete blocks, and switch to grid build. I'm going to need a loader. I might even need to get, if I do any roads or anything, I might need to get a grader and what's it? The compacting thing. You know, the thing that looks like Mo from Wall-E. The roller? Is that what it's called? I think so. get some of this down here. That'll give us a good base to start with, and means we won't end up digging into the ground. We'll be digging across the ground. Okay. That is that. I think I can get the loader in here. Maybe not. I'm gonna do some explosives. Because that should turn that into blasted rock. Well, it kind of messed with it, but it should be fine. In fact, I think I'm going to do that there, and then there. Yeah, so that's got that. That's got all of that. Now we're going to need this over here, so we'll do that. And no, I'm not measuring this out. I'm just kind of guessing at the height that I need. Because I only know generally how it works. Because if you go too low, it'll put a divot in as well as turning it to stone. But I don't want it to do a divot, because if I put a divot in, then it's going to end up making it difficult for the trucks to go through. But if all I end up doing is turning it into stone, or blasted stone, I can just dig it up. So that should be good there. I just need to get the loader. So some of this rock I can. So anywhere that you look here and see that there's little ore patches in there, those ore patches can be dug up, and you can get a little bit of stone from it, just stuff that's touching it, but it's just much easier to turn it into blasted rock and just work with the blasted rock than that. What is that doing? And why? Oh, because it's not. I just don't know if I've got enough depth yet. Because that's the one thing, is that it will, I believe it does blasted rock. It blasts rock up to 8 meters. But I don't remember. I suppose I can look that up. Equipment, explosives, RDX. Blast diameter is 8 meters. Double diameter for rock fracturing. Okay, so basically 1 block worth, like one of the big blocks for the grid. What are you doing? Why are you so 1 block worth of grid is 2 meters. So that means that the blast radius on it is 4 blocks. So when you end up putting it, say, 2 blocks above, it will dig in, or at least it will have a blast radius of 2 more blocks. But for stone, if there's stone within that, it's going to be a double radius, which means that you're, if you do it 2 meters above, it should end up getting, or 2 blocks above, that's 4 meters, which means that if the total is 16 meters, you should be able to get, if I can do the math while doing something else, well, 16 minus 4 is 12, so divided by 2 is 6 blocks deep. Right? I don't know. You can correct my math in the comments if you like. I'm not good with real numbers. Oh, and it looks like I'm spilling over because I think I got into the... I don't think that's started to process. That's just I've sprayed so much material that it's gone that far into the other conveyors there. So far, this is turning out pretty nice. I'm liking it. It will take several episodes, I think, to get the factory fully built, but that's the whole point. I want something that's going to end up being several episodes long. This past series, I'm kind of disappointed in, because honestly, the goals that I set for it were kind of easy. I thought they were gonna be difficult, but it, like, 9 episodes in, and I did everything that I set out to do when I started this series. So I mean, I gave myself some additional goals, but I didn't really feel like doing them, especially since since hitting level 70, I wanted to see what apparently that arm there is a conveyor just the same as everything else, because I was able to actually put material into it. Oh, I'm beating up all the other machines. So this series will be nice, I think, because I have full access to all of the vehicles, because I'm level 70, and I have my starting capital was quite a lot, because I ended up gaining quite a lot with the last series, which has been good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I did have fun playing the last series, and I might revisit it in future. I still haven't done a finale episode as of this moment, because I'm not quite sure what to do as a finale. So what I figured is I'll do a couple episodes of this series, and then if I can get some good ideas as a finale, maybe finish off something and then just see how it goes. Because what I might do is just finish the base off and then do a tour of the finished base as a finale. So I think that would be enjoyable. Plus it'll let, but I mean, it's gonna take me a little while to build it, so it might actually be like, might end up being like a month later before I end up getting to it. So, if I end up having fun doing this, I might not even bother. Still undecided. I wouldn't mind finishing it off just to feel like I've finished it, but I mean, who knows? I might end up revisiting it and just replaying it, because I kind of had an idea that I could have seasonal maps and just keep continuing to, like, when winter hits again, I'll revisit my existing the Arctic map that I had started, and just continuing with that and still continuing to build and improve the factories on them. But I don't know whether that would be enjoyable, because a lot of the stuff would have already been done. The only difference would be whether I have better or worse machines in there. But I mean, there's lots of stuff that you can do. The maps are huge. At least for what you can do with them. I've seen some at least some pictures of some of them that they've been using the mass excavators to take out entire mountains of material on some of those maps. So, it might be fun to see just how far you can take a map to. Just revisit periodically to see what you can do with it and just keep going with it, but we'll see. For right now, I'm just concentrating on this and seeing what I can do. But I think on that note that I might close this episode off. And autosave is going to kick in anyway, so I wouldn't be able to dig. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date on the channel. Or if you just feel like helping out my channel, it really does help, and the likes and subscribes really do help, and I really appreciate all of the help and support that you guys have given. If you feel like supporting me even further, I do have a link to Patreon down in the description, as well as a link on my channel. But that'll be it for me for this. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.